The strange woman held my hands tightly and looked around before speaking. Amara, listen to me carefully. I know you are married to Daniel. I nodded slowly. She lowered her voice. Your mother-in-law is hiding something from you. And whatever you do not trust everything she tells you. My heart began beating faster. Who are you? I asked. The woman looked toward the house. I knew Daniel before you did. And there is something about his past that you must discover before it is too late. Before I could ask another question, she released my hands and walked away. I stood there confused. Then I heard Daniel calling my name from inside the house. Amara, where are you? I quickly wiped my tears and went inside. But I couldn't stop thinking about one question. What secret was his mother hiding from me? That evening, Daniel went outside to make a phone call. I was in the bedroom when I heard his voice through the window. Please, don't call me again. He sounded angry. I quietly moved closer. The person on the other end said something I couldn't hear. Daniel suddenly became nervous. You promised you would never tell her. My heart stopped. Tell me what? I wanted to go outside, but Daniel suddenly turned around. I quickly stepped away from the window. A few minutes later, he entered the room. Amara, were you listening to my conversation? I forced a smile. No. My husband. He stared at me for a long moment. Then he said, good. Because some things are better left unknown. That sentence frightened me even more. That night, Daniel fell asleep. I couldn't sleep. The strange woman's warning kept playing in my mind. I slowly got out of bed and opened Daniel's wardrobe. I wasn't looking for anything specific. Then I noticed a small black bag hidden underneath his clothes. I pulled it out. Inside was an old photograph. It showed Daniel standing beside a woman I had never seen before. But what shocked me most was the date written behind the picture. 5 years ago. I turned the photograph over. There was a handwritten message. Daniel, you promised you would come back for me. My hands began shaking. Suddenly, I heard footsteps coming toward the bedroom. I quickly hid the photograph. The door handle began to turn. Someone was coming in. The bedroom door slowly opened. I quickly slipped the photograph underneath my pillow and pretended to be asleep. Daniel walked into the room. He stood beside the bed and looked at me for a few seconds. Amara? I pretended not to hear him. He walked toward the wardrobe. My heart was beating so fast. Then he stopped. He turned around and looked directly at me. Are you really sleeping? I slowly opened my eyes. Yes. My husband. Why? He smiled strangely. Nothing. He switched off the light and got into bed. But I could not sleep. Something told me that Daniel knew I had discovered the photograph. And then, in the darkness, I heard him whisper something that sent